welcome to Ryan's channel. Today I'm going to show you how we are going to hydro dip his Spekrum DX8. Now the reason why we're hydro dipping his Spekrum is because I wanted to upgrade Ryan's radio because he's flying very well. But this is an absolutely fantastic radio which he was very kindly given a couple of years ago, and it does DSM2 and DSMX. And it is absolutely fantastic. So I thought I'd hydro dip it to get it all nice and updated for him, and he's chosen the pattern. So what I've done, I've taken the casing apart, we've taken all the gubbins out, and I did a photo log so I could tell where everything goes. So we've taken everything out which needs to be taken out. So you've just got the empty shell left. I've masked up the front of the screen with masking tape, and also here because I want to retain the stickers, and also on the top. And then what we're going to do is we'll scotch this down with some scotch pad to key it up, and we're going to degrease it, and then we're going to use a white plastic primer. I experimented yesterday with a grey primer on a transmitter case, and it came out okay. It was all right, but the colours were a little bit dull. So if you want nice bright colours, use a white base for your primer. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on the priming. Next stage, what you're going to do is degrease the casing. Now you've given it a good scotch and you've got a good key for the primer to stick to, you need to get rid of all the oil and the dirt and degrease it. So what I do, I use an automotive degreaser panel wipe, which the only reason why I do that is because it's my job and I've got it to hand. So get a bit on some tissue and then just wipe it over, wearing your gloves so you don't put oil back on there, all the way around. Get rid of all the oil and all the degrease. Yeah, no need to do it underneath because you can just make sure that see how that little tiny bit of masking tape's come up. So I'll probably replace that just to make sure it's sticking down, because I don't want it to transform also into a little bit. It's not so important on this part here because that's going to be underneath the rubber grips anyway. So that isn't that desperately done. But all around here, where your gimbals are, alright, so that's all nice and done. So next stage is to give it a white primer. Now I find doing this outside very good in the sunlight. It'll get a little bit of warmth into the case. The secret is to do very light dust coats and let it dry in between. So you've got your primer. I'm just using a quick dry primer, white base. And let that go off for a couple of minutes. So the primer has now gone off and it's all nice and dry. It's had about half an hour. So all the bits and pieces which need to be primed are all covered. And I've brought it inside for the simple reason I need to get a bit of warmth just into the plastic, and also as well I needed a solid surface for my bucket, because when I was walking in the shed it was making waves, and you want it as still as possible. Right, so what we're going to do now is lay the film on top of the water. Now there's a right way and a wrong way to put the film down, so make sure you get the correct way. Now I've put masking tape around the outer edges for the simple reason I've got a small container. Ideally you need a bigger container. So we just place this on. Like so. And you allow that, give that 90 seconds. And what it will do, it will take on, it will go all crinkly. That's just the transfer, getting the water in to make it go onto the radio. Ideally the water needs to be really, really still. You then get your activator. I do 4 passes one way, 4 passes the other, and that's smoothing it all out. Just give that a little bit of time to move, and then which way we're going to go. And lo and behold, we have, now you'll find there's a little bit of residue over the top, so all you do is just wipe the excess off, like that. And there you have one hydro-dipped. Okay, so I've let it dry and I've left it in the sun for about 15-20 minutes. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now you can either leave it like this, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a clear coat of lacquer over the top just to seal it, just to help protect it. So I'm going to do that now. So the secret with clear coat is do it in a well ventilated room. It's dust free. I'm just using a cheap clear lacquer. And what you want to do, light dust coats just to give it a grip coat, and then if you want to go a little bit wetter, a bit heavier, just build the layers up. Then give that a couple of minutes just to go off and get nice and tacky, and then add another coat until you get the desired shine that you want. So I'm going to give that a few more minutes. I'm going to give that another 2 minutes, and then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to give it one more coat. Right, that's enough lacquer. Now I'm going to give that a good 24 hours to go off completely hard before I take all the masking off and everything and start putting it back together. So see you in 24 hours. So I just thought I'd show you the difference in using a white primer and a grey primer. So this was a little practice one I'd done before I did the DX8, which is an old transmitter case. So what I did with this was just literally flattened it back, DA'd it with the Scotch Pad the same, but I used a grey primer and I haven't lacquered this, so I don't know if you can tell, it's come out nice, but it's just a matte finish. Now, the colours are a little bit kind of sort of duller as well, but if you just depending on what colours you've got and what you're putting down, this is obviously a matte finish because I haven't clear coated it. And then with the one I've clear coated, it's now gone off, it's now hard, and the colours are really, really nice. And that is used under a white primer. And you can see the difference if I hold them up together. So it's the same Hydro Dip film, it's just obviously one's brighter, one's darker, one's matte and one's gloss. So all back together, and I've got to say I'm really, really pleased with how it's come out. It just has completely transformed the transmitter. A little bit of cleaning up to do where I haven't taken the protective film off the things and that first, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that, absolutely great, and all working. Well, at least I hope it is. So there you go, all working as should. Brilliant. Look at that. Brilliant. So thank you very much for taking time out and watching the video. If you like what you see, please give the video a thumbs up, and please follow Ryan, my son's channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of his next video. Thank you very much.